So today, as you can tell, we have a special class today. Instead of doing our regular stuff, we're taking this time to have a presentation from Imam Syed Hadi Hassan. Thank you so much for coming. Imam Hassan is a respected and knowledgeable speaker and lecturer to interfaith groups, and he's a distinguished representative of the Calgary Shia Muslim community. As you know, there are many types of Muslim faith, and so he is representing the Husseini Center, which is a Shia center. He's lived in the UK, in India, Geneva, Mombasa, and Kampala, and he's very active in what's called interfaith dialogue, right? Who knows what interfaith dialogue means? Right, that's good. Yeah, good. Dialogue is talking to people, and interfaith means people of different faiths, right? Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, all speaking to one another. So that's very much what Beth Tzedec is invested in this year. And as you know, or as you may or may not know, we have a scholar every year come to teach us about their faith. So this year we are studying Islam. So thank you very much. And Rabbi Osachi has a word or two to add as well.
Thank you. So just a context. So this program is part of the Lil Faider Interfaith Scholar in Residence program. And Rabbi Corbett was just mentioning that. It's a program of religious literacy. That means a program in which we're trying to learn about other religions. And the reason we need to learn about other religions is why? Why do we need to learn about other people? What do you think? So we don't grow up and be mean to other people. Absolutely. What else? Anybody have any other thoughts? Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, you get different perspectives about how people live and how they think about different topics. And when you get different perspectives, it helps you to understand your own much better as well. Absolutely. Anything else? Anybody have any other? Yeah, so you learn about it in school, and that's so that you can get to know people. You get to understand them, because if they're not just like you, you can make assumptions that aren't correct about them. So this helps us to understand people without, you know what a stereotype is? Yeah? What's a stereotype? Help define it. Yeah. Yeah, girls like pink and boys like blue, or here's anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish stereotypes. All Jews have big noses, right? Yeah, everybody's going like this. No, it's not true, obviously. That stereotype is a generalization of some particular idea that someone has, and they apply it to everyone. So it really misrepresents our community and represents anybody that you do a stereotype. So we don't want to stereotype people. We want to actually know about people. So that's the reason we're having this program today and throughout the year, so your parents also have the opportunity to study with you. Now, I just want to also say something about Imam Hassan. He is a wonderful teacher, and he has the ability to really explain things so that you can clearly understand them. So please listen, but also he, like Rabbi Corbett and myself and Cantor Jane, we like questions, because questions mean you're thinking and you're trying to understand it. So we're going to have plenty of opportunity for you to ask questions, okay? So and don't fear that you're going to ask a stupid question or a question that's not appropriate. Ask your questions, and you'll get an answer, okay? Lastly, I was really impressed. So at Imam Hassan's religious school, their madrasa, does that sound like a word we know? Like midrash, right? It's the same root. Arabic and Hebrew have some very common roots to them. So in their school for kids, they come on Sunday, and the Imam will tell you a little bit more about it. But we had the pleasure of hearing his son chant the prayers all by memory. Pretty impressive. So I thought, That's good. They teach well, and even though we don't emphasize memorization, it was a reflection of how much he learned and how much he really enjoyed and was passionate about what he was doing. So that was very impressive. So kids are kids, and you guys are great in what you're studying, and there's kids from other cultures and other religions doing the same thing that you're doing. It's a good thing. So let me invite Imam Hassan to come forward, and he's going to talk a little bit, and then we'll have some questions, and we'll go back and forth. Okay? Great. Wonderful. Imam Hassan. So, you know, when we greet someone, what do we say? Shalom Aleichem. Right? And then you would say, if I said Shalom Aleichem to you, you'd say to me what? Aleichem Shalom. So, when the Imam greets us, see if you can figure out how to respond.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom Aleichem. Very good afternoon to you all, and I'm very thankful for Rabbi and for all the organizers and for all of you to giving me this opportunity to be here and see you and talk to you and learn from you, of course. You know, seeking knowledge, there is a beautiful tradition from Prophet Muhammad which says, seek knowledge from cradle to grave. So seeking knowledge never stops. Okay? Let me just begin in the way like we begin each and any conversation. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All the praises go to the Lord of the worlds. Wassalatu wassalam ala jami'i anbiya'ihi wal mursaleen. And our salutations go to all his prophets, particularly to Prophet Adam, to Prophet Noah, to Prophet Abraham, to Prophet Moses, and to Prophet Jesus, and to Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon all of them. Wassalatu wassalam la siyama ala Sayyidina wa Maulana Abil Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad wa ala ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. So, in fact, I said in the beginning, I recited a beautiful tradition from Prophet Muhammad, which is very appropriate to this gathering. اطلبوا العلم من العلم اطلبوا العلم من المهد إلى اللحد. Seek knowledge from cradle to grave. So you all are the seekers of knowledge, which is magnificent. And you know, there is no gem, no precious gem more worthy than knowledge. We've got, again, a beautiful tradition which reads, Al-ilmu nur. Ilm is the light. Ilm means knowledge. Knowledge is the light. And again, we've got another tradition. Knowledge is the life. Knowledge is the light. Knowledge is the life. And you all are seeking the light and the life. And not only seeking, but you will be disseminating this light and life to the entire world. Aren't you? Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So knowledge is so important, and seeking knowledge is, again, so important. We've got many traditions about seeking knowledge. For instance, again, we've got a tradition from Prophet Muhammad which says that when a student takes his steps from home to go somewhere to learn, to educate himself, to study something, whether he or she goes to a synagogue, to a church, to a mosque, or to a school, or to a college, or to a university, the tradition says angels in fact put their wings and underneath of the feet of the seekers of knowledge. So this is a tradition which is definitely at most important in terms of seeking knowledge. And I always remember something which I've read in a corridor when I was studying like you, in the corridor over there in that madrasa in that religious school. There was a board, and on that board, there was a beautiful sentence in Persian language, which reads, "Mojim ke amad ke asudgi ma nabudi mas." This is Persian. Mojim ke asudgi ma nabudi mas. We humans are like waves. When waves stop, that is the end of their life. In the same way, we human beings are like waves. When we stop growing, when we stop learning, that's the end of our life. So we should never stop learning. We should continue learning. It doesn't matter how far you've gone, how much you've learned. There are always areas for learning. All the prophets, as mentioned in Quran, they prayed to God, including Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, all prayed to God, Rabbi zidni ilma. O Lord, increase in my knowledge. So knowledge is in fact the key of your success, and you all are pursuing the knowledge. And that's the great blessing of God, that you've got the opportunity, and you all, in fact, we all need to appreciate this beautiful environment, your school, your teachers, your rabbi. You need to appreciate all of them. Do you know there are millions of kids like you across the globe who have no opportunity to go to any school due to many circumstances, due to war, due to poverty, due to many, many issues. So this is a great opportunity for all of you, and you need to appreciate it. And the appreciation doesn't come with words. The real appreciation comes with actions. So you need to appreciate the system, and beautiful synagogue, appreciate it, attend it regularly, learn from rabbi, learn from your scholars, and do best in your schools, okay? And in fact, I just wanted to give you a very brief introduction of rights of kids in Islam. But before that, I just remembered a beautiful saying which is very appropriate for this gathering. Prophet Muhammad used to say, we've got in our traditions, this is one of the most beautiful and inspiring tradition that I always keep before my eyes. Al-mu'minu kan-nahla. The parable of a good person, the parable of a believer, be a Jewish, be a Christian, or be a Muslim, it doesn't matter, or of no religion. The parable of a good person is like honeybee. You know, there are different types of bees, okay? But generally speaking, let me just put it in this way. We've got flies in our homes, okay? And we've got honeybees. So those flies, they are also called bees. But we've got honeybees. What's the difference between these two? Ordinary flies and honeybees.
Honeybees are bigger.
Honeybees are bigger, yeah?
Well, bees have like yellow on them, and some flies, like probably most flies don't.
Yeah, that's good.
Honeybees make honey.
Honeybee makes honey, yeah? That's brilliant.
Honeybees don't get attracted to light.
Well done. Don't get attracted to light, yeah? Any other input? Yeah. So all the differences that you mentioned were correct and are correct. But I'd like to draw your attention to something a little bit different, not biological differences. For instance, this is a very beautiful, clean and tidy environment. But if there is some dust, some dirt, or some filth, for example, a droplet of blood, and an ordinary bee comes into this room, it will sit nowhere but on that dirt. Ordinary bees. It will stick to that dirt and fill. Okay? And they, in fact, transfer a lot of disease from one person to another person because they sit on disgusting and dirty things. But what about honeybees? Honeybees, when they leave their places to collect nectars, they pass by hundreds of types of flowers, but they sit usually on the flower which is healthy, which is safe. Okay? So this is one difference. Second difference is ordinary flies, they usually transmit diseases. But honeybee, it produces something which is healing. Quran says clearly, the Noble Quran, the Muslim books, فِيهِ شَفَاءٌ لِلنَّاسِ. Honey is healing for human being. There are many benefits in honey for human being. So there are several differences from this perspective. So the point is, we as human being, if we are good, the sign of goodness in human being is if they've got friends, families, or co-workers, they do not embark on their mistakes to highlight them, but they always embark on the areas of someone's life where they can learn something, like honeybee. So we need, in fact, we human beings, there are some bad things, unfortunately, within us. We are more attracted to flaws as opposed to the goodness. So a person has got hundreds of good deeds, hundreds of positive attitudes, but we do not point out those hundreds of positive attitudes. Instead, we stick to one or two or three if he has got some flaws, some shortcomings. So this is the nature of, in fact, the ordinary flies, ordinary bees. We need to evolve from ordinary flies to honeybee. We need to work like honeybees. Honeybees intake always good and produce always what is good. In the same way, we need to take from one person. You cannot find even a single person in this world who is perfect, completely perfect. Every human being has got hundreds of positive things, each and every community, each and every society. And at the same time, they might have got some flaws, some shortcomings. So we need to work like honeybees. Stick to their positive aspects, where we can get something, where we can get good nectars, healthy nectars. We shouldn't work like ordinary flies, sticking to their flaws, highlighting their flaws and shortcomings. Okay, so that's a beautiful tradition and beautiful saying of Prophet Muhammad. And I always appreciate Prophet Muhammad for having said this beautiful sentence. Rights and responsibilities of kids. The first point, rights. We've got several traditions that when a child is born in a Muslim family, the first thing we do is we say adhan and iqama in their right and left hand. Adhan, the call for prayer. When we are about to pray, we make a call. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. In this way. Okay? Allah is the greatest. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Prophet Muhammad is the messenger of God. And then we say, I bear witness as Shia Muslims that Ali is the vicegerent of Prophet Muhammad. Then we say, rush to Salah, rush to the success, rush to the one of the best deeds. That's Salah. So when a child is born in a Muslim family, the first thing we do is we say adhan, these words, in their right ear, okay? And after that, the first thing which is recommended to be put in the mouth of a kid is honey. Again, that is honey. The first thing which is highly recommended to be put in the mouth of a newborn baby is a little bit, and not too much, a little bit, very little bit. Yeah. Honey or dates, a little bit date. And then the mother basically does the rest of the job. And then the third responsibility is we give walima, we give food to people in the honor and in the happiness of having a child, a good human being, hopefully, in this world. So that is third responsibility. We give food to friends, to families. And then the fourth responsibility is we, in fact, on seventh day, we do aqiqah. Aqiqah means we slaughter an animal and distribute the meat of that animal to underprivileged people. And this practice is done to provide extra security to that child. And we believe that when we do this type of deed, God provides the child extra security and safety. And then, in fact, we are responsible to choose a good name for the child even before he appears in this world. So usually, but we name the child when he is born, because usually we don't know the gender. So we choose two names, one for male, one for female. And once the child is born, we give them a good name. It is responsibility of the parents to give them good names. The names should not be something which might cause, in fact, bullying by other kids. You know, sometimes some names are a little bit awkward, so kids might take that, the bullies, they might take the opportunity to pronounce in wrong way or in twisted way. So we are responsible as a Muslim to always choose good names, beautiful names for the kids. For example, my name is, and all our names have got some meanings. We are discouraged to give a name which is meaningless, because we believe names psychologically or in other capacities, in other ways, they affect our personalities. So for example, my name is Hadi. Hadi means the guide. Hadi means who helps people to find their ways. So this is the name of, this is the translation of my name, and the gentleman sitting there, his name is Azmat. Azmat means grandeur, greatness. So we always pick very beautiful and meaningful names. Okay, you got a question?
But like, what if in like Muslim, it's like a beautiful name and stuff, but then like if you go to like US and like North America, then like people there can make fun of it because like it's not their language. So.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. It's not their language, but the meaning of the name is good. But if we find out that, for instance, Hadi in Hebrew language or in English language or in any other language means something negative, then I must avoid it. Okay? So if my name causes any kind of mockery, then I must avoid it or change it. Okay? So that's about naming the kid. Then for boys, we got also, which is very similar, circumcision. What do they call? Circumcision. Yeah, for boys. It is on 7th day. 3rd day, we do aqiqah, or 7th day. Both are acceptable. 3rd day or 7th day, slaughtering an animal and distributing the meat to friends or to poor people, and also doing circumcision, if the child is healthy. But if the child is struggling with some ailments or some problems, then definitely we'll postpone doing circumcision until his health is fully restored. So, then responsibilities upon parents goes on, and all the parents are responsible to provide them the best education in their capacity, and all the parents are also responsible to educate them about Islam and teach them Quran, and all the parents are also responsible to help them to find out best suitable couple. That's the end of the responsibility. And here again we've got a beautiful tradition from Prophet Muhammad, which says 777. Means first 7 years, your child is, this is very beautiful, and I always appreciate this tradition. First 7 years, your child is like king. Treat your children as if they are king. Means love them, listen to them, and like you listen to kings. And then next 7 years, from 7 to 14, they are your servants. Opposite. First 7 years, they are your boss. And then next 7 years, they are like your servants. You are boss. And then from 14 to 21, they are like your advisor. So first 7 years, treat them as if they are king, listen to them, as long as their desires are legitimate, provide them with all, if they are in your capacity. And then after 7 to 14, these 7 years, these are very crucial period of your life which shape your personality. So Prophet Muhammad has instructed us, be very careful. And this time children are a little bit naughty as well. So be fully vigilant of them, and do not let them be spoiled. Sometimes parental love, extreme love, spoils the kids. So in order to control that, Prophet Muhammad told the parents, instructed the parents, now they are a little bit grown up and they can understand. Now start teaching them and commanding them and instructing them. Okay? And then from 14 to 21, they are your advisor. Now it's time for maturity. So include them in all the crucial decisions that you are going to make. For example, if you are going to start a business, include them in the decision. Or if you want to go, if you are deciding to purchase a home, include them in your decision. All your decisions, they must be included so they can learn. So by 21, they are fully grown-ups, and now they can live their own life. Okay, you wanted to ask a question.
Yeah. Is it optional to do that, or do you have to?
Definitely it's optional, but these are instructions. Some of them we have to do. For example, naming them, giving them good names. It's we have to give them good names. And teaching them about Islam, about Quran, and providing them with the best education available in our capacity. It's also mandatory. And helping them to find good spouse for them, if they haven't chosen anyone, is also very much important. Thank you.
And is that, like, with the 7 years and then the other 7 and then the other 7, is that how?
No, that's not mandatory, but that's how we treat our kids.
Yeah, but is that how you were treated?
Yeah, that's how I was treated. Very good question. And that's how I treat my kid. And I always remind this tradition when he is not listening to me. You know, you are my servant at this age. He's 9, so you must listen to me. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, so in fact, these are responsibilities, and definitely we are extremely obliged in Islam to be very affectionate and loving to the kids. There are many, many traditions about Prophet Muhammad and his love and affection towards kids. For instance, sometimes people used to bring their kids in the presence of Prophet Muhammad, and they wanted Prophet Muhammad to hold them in their laps for a while and pray for them. And sometimes, could you guess what would happen at that time? Okay. Sometimes they used to pass their special water. Small kids, they usually do. And at that time, the diaper and all these facilities that you've got now, these facilities were not available. So when they were urinating on Prophet Muhammad's body, people considered him sacred. So it happened several times that mother tried to snatch the kid from the lap of Prophet Muhammad, but he clearly he clearly told the mother each time, just hold on, stop, let him do whatever he is doing. This is cloth. The cloth will be washed out. But if you snatch him from my lap, the stand, which will cause this snatching on this beloved, beautiful child's heart, it will take a lot of time to be washed out. So he always instructed them not to be harsh to kids. And we've also got in our traditions, and sometimes one time, there are many anecdotes. One time he used to lead the congregational prayer like I lead. So he was leading the congregational prayer, and in his prayer he was very devotional and reciting everything very beautifully and with utmost attention and concentration. But this time he recited very fast, super fast, with incredible speed. At the end of prayer, some people ask him, "O Messenger of God, what happened to you? You prayed so quickly. This is peculiar, strange. We've never seen you praying in this way." He said, "Ama tasma' surakh as-sabi? Didn't you hear that a child was crying?" What happened? Mothers also had joined. The mothers also had joined Prophet Muhammad, and there was a kid, and that kid started crying. Probably he felt hungry. The mother was busy in prayer, so he started crying. So Prophet Muhammad shortened his prayer just to provide the opportunity for the mother to go quickly and calm him down, soothe him. So this was his love and affection to kids, and he was always very loving. He used to play with kids. He had two wonderful grandsons, Hassan and Hussein. That's why my name is Hassan. My last name is Hassan. On the name of Prophet Muhammad's elder grandson, Hassan, and Hussein was the younger grandson of Prophet Muhammad. He used to, even though he was a messenger of God, and everybody believed in him and they loved him so dearly, but when he used to come to home, and he used to instruct this beautiful practice. When he used to come to home, he used to play with his kids. He sometimes he walked on the ground like an animal, and he allowed Hassan and Hussein to climb on his back. So in this way he used to play. And this is another very beautiful saying of Prophet Muhammad for all the parents. Man kana lahu sabi falyatasabba lahu. If God has granted you a child, you should be childish when you are with the child. You should not think, I'm a doctor, I'm a scholar, I'm a scientist. No. Be friendly with children. Because children, they want you to see like them. They don't understand your badges. They don't understand your titles. So these are beautiful instructions of Prophet Muhammad. Okay.
Okay, so those Hassan and Hussein, is it like a coincidence that the leader, Hassan Hussein, was named like that?
No, that was not a coincidence. About their naming, we've got in all our traditions that they were named by God, in fact. When they were born, when Hassan, the first child, was born, and this is very relevant to Jewish tradition, in fact. Ali, who was the father of Imam Hassan, Imam Ali, we use the word Imam for our divinely appointed leaders. Okay, so when Imam Hassan was born, Prophet Muhammad asked Ali, the father, "What have you named him?" He said, "I cannot name him while you are here in your presence. I cannot give him any name. You should choose a name for him." He said, "Oh Ali, if you cannot choose a name because you respect me, then there is somebody who is much more respectable than me." Who is that? God. So let's wait. So Gabriel, we call him Jibril. In English he is called, I think, Gabriel. Gabriel descended and he said, "O Muhammad, between you and Ali is the same relationship as between Moses and Aaron." Aaron, they call Aaron. Yeah. Because we believe that Aaron was the successor of Prophet Moses. So you are the messenger and Ali is your successor. So your kids should be named, Ali's kids should be named after Aaron's kids. So Prophet Muhammad asked him, "What was Aaron's kid's name?" "I don't know." So Gabriel told him that his eldest son's name was Shabbar. Shabbar, Prophet Muhammad again asked him, "What is Shabbar?" Shabbar is not an Arabic word. What's the translation? So Gabriel told him, Shabbar in Arabic language means Hassan, which means good, excellent, beautiful. And Hussein also means the same.
He was actually asking an interesting question. So you asked about Saddam Hussein?
Oh, yeah.
So he's asking about Saddam Hussein, the dictator.
Saddam Hussein?
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein. His name was Hussein for the same reason. Yeah, because Hassan and Hussein, these two names are very much popular within Muslim community because they were grandson of Prophet Muhammad. But you know, there could be a person whose name is Gabriel, but he is not an angel. Instead, he is a devil. There could, and this type of incidents happen. There are many people whose name is Hadi, guide, but they are working in completely in opposite fashion. Okay.
Is it a coincidence that Muhammad Ali and the boxer are the same names that they were just talking about?
No, we converted to.
Sir, I couldn't get you.
They're asking about names.
Yeah.
So the boxer, Muhammad.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali. Yeah. No, that was not a coincidence. His name was Muhammad because in Islam, you know, Muhammad is the first personality. And the second most revered personality is Ali. Okay? So after Muhammad is Ali. So that's why probably he chose his name, Muhammad and Ali. Muhammad Ali. And this is a good combination. There are many Muslims across the globe who've got Muhammad Ali. This is a very common name.
So you know he was converted. He was converted.
Yeah, he converted. Yeah, definitely. The boxer, yeah.
So he chose his name by himself.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, do all of you know much about Muhammad? I mean, you know
Well, I know that most Muslim people are named
lots, not all, but yeah, a lot. But who was Muhammad?
Who was Muhammad?
Oh, the God of that.
No, Muhammad in fact is not God. We believe in the same God that you believe. We believe God is only one. God is the light of the heavens and the earth. This is a verse that I just translated into English. Allah nuru samawati wal ard. God is not something like human being. He is the light of the universe. And He is the creator of everything. So Muhammad was not a God. Muhammad was the messenger of God. Like Noah, like Abraham, like Moses, like Jesus. Yeah, like Moses. He was a prophet.
So, whereas Christians believe Jesus was God in flesh,
We don't believe in this. We believe exactly in the same way as I understand you believe in Moses. Moses was a prophet. That's it. In the same way we believe Muhammad was a prophet.
Oh, wait, so everyone believes in the same God, but everyone has different prophets?
Different prophets. Who are prophets, in fact? The bringers of the message of God. That's why they are called messengers. Because they take the messages, they receive the messages from God, and then they deliver the messages of God from God to the human beings. That's why they are called messengers. You wanted to ask?
Yeah, so like when like I know like you said this like a while ago, but like the guy like Muhammad, like that prophet like you were talking about, like when he was like praying and that he was upset and then like he like shorted his prayer and then like calmed him down. Like did he like actually calm him down and then go back to his prayer or no?
No, he finished his prayer quickly.
Yeah, he finished his prayer. Because when you are praying, you cannot, so for instance, just imagine, this is the direction of Kaaba. We pray towards the direction of Kaaba. Kaaba is where? Kaaba is in Mecca. Where is Mecca?
In the Middle East.
Yes, in the Middle East. Which country? In Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia at that time was just called Arabia, and we call Arabia. We don't believe in Saudi family. So Saudi Arabia, okay, they are called Saudi Arabia because they have given the name. There was a family called Al Saud, the dynasty of Saud. So they've changed the name in their own favor. They call it Saudi Arabia. But that's generally, at that time it was called only Arabia. The ancient name is Arabia. So in Arabia, there was a town called Mecca. And that town, until now, does exist. Prophet Muhammad was born there. And in that town, we believe Prophet Abraham, in fact, left his son, eldest son, who we call Ismail. You may call Ishmael. He left Ishmael over there. In Mecca, and then under the command of God, Prophet Abraham and Ishmael together, they built a house, and they named the house Baytullah, the house of Allah, which is called Kaaba, So we as Muslims are obliged to pray towards Kaaba when we are.
so you've seen pictures probably of the Kaaba. It's this black, like big black box, and people are going around it. So that's what.
That's Hajj. That's called Hajj. Yeah.
They pray like on like they put like a carpet like anywhere they want.
Yeah, we can pray anywhere. But when there are different types of prayer. When I'm going to pray, for example, oh God, give me this and that, then I don't need to face any direction. God is everywhere. Okay? God is everywhere in this classroom, outside of the classroom, in this country and in that country. Everywhere is God. So you can pray anywhere. But there are some obligatory prayers. When we do those obligatory prayers, we need to face the direction of Mecca. And we need to face the direction of Mecca to, in fact, keep the discipline in our center. Imagine if we are praying together in our mosque, and everybody is facing a different direction. There are 5 people and they are facing 5 different directions. Then that wouldn't make nice. So in order to keep everything tidy and everything nice, we face one direction. It gives us a sense of unity. Okay, thank you.
We do the same. So,
Yeah.
which direction do we face?
Which direction do you face when you
We
pray?
pray. Where's the civic guy facing? Which direction?
East.
Yeah, east, towards.
Towards Jerusalem, yeah?
And Jerusalem toward the western wall of the temple. So the same idea, we all face that way. But if we were just to offer prayers now, we can face any way we want.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of Islam, we were facing also Jerusalem.
Any other questions?
Are you celebrating any big holidays?
Yeah, we've got a lot of holidays, in fact. We've got a lot of holidays. So, for instance, our 1 month festival is called Ramadan. The whole month is a big festival for us. However, this is a festival where we need to fast. What does fasting mean? Not eating? That's it?
You're like basically not allowed to do anything. And isn't it kind of like a sad day?
Yeah, that's correct. But in Islam, that's a little bit different. In Islamic fasting, we do not eat, we do not drink, and no physical relationship. And there are several things which are forbidden. However, you can do all your chores, all your works, all your employment related, all your jobs, everything you can do.
So you fast for a month?
Yeah, we fast for a month. No. But, hold on.
You wouldn't be alive if you did that.
You wouldn't be alive. That's a wonderful question. In fact, we start our fast from dawn. Dawn means daybreak. We start our fasting, just say 1.5 hours before sunrise. So nowadays, for example, sunrise is 8 o'clock, just say 8 o'clock. So if we fast nowadays, we'll start our fast approximately 6 o'clock or 6:20. Okay? And then we'll end our fast at the dusk, at the sunset. When sun sets, after 10 minutes of sunset, we break our fast. And whole night, you've got, if you want, eat, drink, and do whatever. No restrictions are anymore applied to you. And then next day, we'll do the same. Next day, we'll do the same.
Do you have any celebrations like that? That you celebrate Christmas?
For Christmas.
Yeah. We've got, for example, after the month of fasting, 1 month of fasting, we've finished. After fasting, we've got a very, very wonderful and perhaps the most popular celebration, which is called Eid. And in that celebration, we all wear new clothes and we visit to our friends, our family members. We exchange a lot of gifts. All the kids receive their most desired gifts from their parents, from their families. So that's a beautiful celebration. And then after 2 months, Eid al-Azha, when Hajj pilgrimage, holy pilgrimage finishes, at the end of that, we also have got the similar program which is called Eid. And throughout the year, we've got a lot of functions, a lot of programs.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's
We'll come back to you later.
fast, aren't you also not allowed to drive?
No, we are fully allowed to drive. I understand in Judaism it's a little bit different, but in Islam, when you fast, you are not restricted from any kind of day-to-day life chores and activities. However, not allowed to eat, not allowed to drink, not allowed to engage in any kind of things which bring worldly pleasure to you. It is in fact for self-purification, for thinking about underprivileged people, saving money and sharing with underprivileged people, and definitely experiencing the love of God and expressing the love of God. So that's the main purpose of fasting.
So, go to work when you fast?
Yeah, we work, we all work.
They're fasting for 40 days for Ramadan.
For one month, 30 days.
30 years, sorry. And whereas we fast is one day in Yom Kippur, there's also some other fast days on the Jewish calendar. And some of those fast days are like the Muslim fast days. They're from sunrise, dawn to sunset. So, and during those days, you can do work and so forth. Whereas on Yom Kippur, it's like Shabbat, you can't do anything else. So we fast and we pray, that's what we're doing the whole day. But they don't have, theirs is not.
We don't need to attend any mosque anytime. We are not obliged. We can pray anywhere in our homes. There are many people who do not come to any mosque, who do not visit any mosque. So there is no obligation in Islam to visit any mosque, even during the month of Ramadan. However, we usually visit and encourage people to visit the mosque so they can learn about their religion and they can socialize with each other, but there is no obligation.
Do you always wear that type of clothes?
No, we are not. Again, we are not obliged to wear any kind of cloth. For priests, for religious leaders, there is no special garment in Islam. However, we wear this type of cloth. Having turban, covering your head always is recommended in Islam, not mandatory. That's why you see many Muslims they wear this type of cap like you are wearing. So if we wear that type of cap, that's also acceptable for us. But for priests, there is no specified garment, but usually we wear a turban and we also wear that cloak. Let me show them. This is a cloak and we wear it and we wear a turban, okay? Because, this we call it cloak. Yeah, cloak. And we call it abba. In fact, in Arabic, it is called abba. We wear this type of cloth because we believe Prophet Muhammad used to wear this type of garments. Yeah. And it's important that when I'm outside, particularly in a big gathering, I wear a little bit different clothes so people can easily understand that I'm a religious teacher, so they can come and ask me their day-to-day life questions.
How old do you have to do fast? Like, Yankees fast and
No, very good question. How old you have to be to fast? There is a little bit difference. For girls, they start fasting usually when they are 11 or 12, if they can afford. And if they cannot afford, they are not obliged to stay in their homes. They usually visit their schools and continue their studies during the month of Ramadan. So anytime, for example, a girl of 12-year age who is fasting, if she feels that she no longer can continue, then she can drink, she can eat, she can break the fast. Okay? So that is the age for girls. But for boys, the age is a little bit higher, 15 years. Okay? Because the puberty in girls and boys is different. Okay? Any other question?
On your average day, would you wear like that?
No. On my average date, I don't. On my average days, when I'm at my home, I wear like you are wearing or ordinary people. When I go for shopping,
Just like a normal t-shirt.
Yeah, just like I'm wearing now. You see?
Alright, so when you fast, sometimes there's restrictions fasting, so if you had diabetes, for example.
Yeah, good question, very good question. If you've got any kind of difficulty, any kind of illness, which might make fasting extremely difficult for you, then you are exempt from fasting. So elderly people, just say, for example, after 70, usually those people who are after 70, they've got a lot of problems. If they've got problems, health problems, or they are fragile enough or weak enough not to fast for whole day, for 18 hours. In this country, the fasting in summer is very long. So they usually don't fast, and there is no blame upon them. So fasting is only obligatory upon those who can easily afford it. Any other question?
What do you mean by affordable? Because
Affordable means they don't have any severe medical condition which might deteriorate their health or their well-being.
Wait, is it okay if I ask a question that doesn't have to do with that?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about what's going on around the world?
Yeah, we feel exactly the same way you feel. We don't feel happy. We are extremely sad. And what's going around the world is extremely poignant and sorrowful for all of us. We all are human beings, and we must live with each other together. And I believe religions, be Islam, Judaism, or Christianity, their responsibility is, and they are meant to be, making us better human beings, more loving, more compassionate, not more fighting, not more aggressive, not more violent. But unfortunately, due to the ignorance, that's why in the beginning I mentioned knowledge is very important. Due to ignorance, people have changed the remedy into illness. That's the problem. They are fighting in the name of religion. They are fighting in the name of Islam. While Islam, religion, any religion, is supposed to be doing the opposite, making people more peaceful. Yeah, so we feel the same that you are feeling. Yeah.
Okay, so like when I said like not long ago, like the restrictions, is there like some special prayer like we have to like say it and like you're able to like do like not like fast, or like is there like some kind of special prayer for it?
Special prayers.
For fasting.
If you can't fast, you say prayers instead.
Yeah. If you can't fast, then there are some solutions. For instance, the elderly people who do not fast, or the sick people, for example, there is a diabetic or there's a heart patient who cannot fast, they are responsible, if they can afford, again, to be giving some money to poor people. So, for instance, if you cannot fast, you are responsible to be giving the food to one person who is not from your family, not from your friend, just a poor person, a needy person, a destitute person. You must be supporting that person for a whole month. If you cannot fast and you can afford the money, okay, then you must be paying him. But if you don't have money, for instance, then you just keep praying God. That's it. That's sufficient.
About like what Aaron said about like stuff, you said that like that you guys say that like you can choose to be whatever religion you want. So why is like ISIS trying to make people their religion and they're like killing everyone?
Sorry, I couldn't get properly.
So why is ISIS trying to kill people and make them like them, make them?
Sorry.
You don't have that ringtone.
I'm gonna get that.
You want to know? What is that? What ringtone was that?
That is a prayer. That is a prayer.
Prayer?
No, someone was calling me. That was my ringtone. Sorry.
Yeah, you could go with the Shema or something, you know.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So the question was about ISIS. First of all, the question is, are they killing for Islam? Are they killing?
I heard that they were trying to make people their religion, but then so they like killed people.
Yeah, they are killing people, but who they are killing? The question is, who they are killing?
Europeans.
Not Europeans. Their main victims are Muslims.
Oh, because like what's happening in
95% of their victims are Muslim themselves. ISIS, they claim to be Muslims. And they always enchant Islamic slogans. They always hold Islamic banners. But when you just do a little bit research, who they are killing, I myself have done the research. And 1 year of killing of ISIS, I just calculated, 95%, over 95% of the victims were Muslim themselves. They are killing people in Syria. They are killing people in Iraq. In Iraq and Syria, definitely they are dominantly Muslim countries. So they are killing Christians. They are killing, if they find Jewish people, they are killing Zoroastrian people. They are killing Izadi people. There is another group of another community called Izadi people. They are killing everybody. So I don't think they are killing for Islam or for Muslims. They just want to have power. They just want to satisfy their worldly desires, to be accepted as the leader, boss of the world. So they are just fighting for power. They are not fighting for Islam, for Muslims. So it doesn't matter which religion they are claiming. I believe they must be treated as criminals. That's it. And criminals have only one religion. What is that? Crimes. They have no religion. From any religion, they claim they are from, for example, Jewish people, from Jewish community, from Christian community, from Muslim community, from Hindu community. There are a lot of terrorists in India as well from Hindu religion. But I never call them Hindu. They are just terrorists. They are just criminals. Criminals have no religion. They must be disowned by all the religious people. Religion is far beyond all these evil deeds.
Okay, so like I believe like a month ago, like our class like watched like a video like on like Ten Commandments stuff, but like there was this part about like people like there's like really good people who do not like follow like religions, or like not like many religions, and then there's like people who are like really like bad and then like they follow religions.
So what's the question?
So in other words, like the video practically said, like there's a really good people who do not follow the Bible, and really bad people who do.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, while it is supposed to be the opposite, I'm not saying that those people who do not follow any religion, they are bad people. But those who follow religion should be making them extra good, extra beautiful. Okay? Those people who do not follow religion, they are doing good deeds because they are human beings. They are inspired by their human nature. Those people who believe in religion, they've got the same humanity. And on top of that, they've got God who is instructing them to be good, to be doing right. So those people who are religious, who believe in religion, they've got double, in fact, motives to be good and to behave goodly to the people. So that's the responsibility of all the religious people.
Could you tell us a little bit about your the lifestyle of Muslim living in terms of food and things like that? We keep kosher, and you observe halal. What's halal?
Halal and kosher, they are very similar. There are certain food we are not allowed to consume. For example, any kind of alcoholic beverage or drink we are not allowed to consume, or any kind of drug, that's completely forbidden in Islam. Anything which takes away your conscience, that's forbidden in Islam. And anything which is injurious for your health, again, it's not allowed in Islam. For instance, smoking. Smoking our all jurists from Shia faith, they say those people who are addicted to smoking, no longer they can avoid it. It's allowed for them, okay? Because they cannot get rid of it. And the danger of smoking is not that much detrimental for their health. But if the risk of smoking is so detrimental that the doctors say you must stop, then they must stop. And initiating smoking is extremely forbidden. And kosher food, I'll come to your question. The kosher food that you've got, the similar type of food we've got is called halal food. Halal food means anything which is permissible in Islam to eat or drink. So, for example, orange juice, that's halal food. Or in terms of meat, halal means the animal should have been slaughtered in a specific way. So, only then that animal is allowed for us to consume. Otherwise, that animal is not allowed for us to eat. So that's the concept of halal food. Very similar to kosher. Yeah, your question.
After prayers, like some prayers that we have, after you have to drink like wine or grape juice for kids, is like wine allowed?
No, in Islam, wine is not allowed in any way at any time. It's completely forbidden. Any type of business which involves wine is not allowed. For example, if I'm supposed to be working in a superstore, in the superstore, or in a store where I must move the wine from this place to that place, that job is not allowed for me, not permissible for me. So any kind of cooperation towards wine or drugs is forbidden in Islam entirely. And we do not have to drink any type of special beverage or eat any special food after any prayer. Thank you.
Okay.
No, first, you raise your hand.
Like, what if it's good for you, the drugs?
Medication or like something like that.
No, I'm not talking about medicines. I'm talking about drugs, illegal drugs.
Marijuana can help sometimes.
Well, that's
Come on. If it helps, if it helps, okay, listen to your answer. If it helps, and if doctors say it can improve the quality of your life, for example, I'm suffering from a strange kind of illness, and only this or that type of drug, okay, marijuana or whatsoever, can help me to improve my health. In that situation, for my health benefits, it's allowed. But generally, as it is not beneficial for ordinary people, if you trade this type of drugs, this type of illegal drugs, definitely you are playing with the lives of innocent people, so it's completely forbidden.
But regular medicines that the doctor would prescribe are fine. They would.
Yeah, definitely. So when I said drugs, I meant illegal drugs.
Okay, so like when you said like that, like the became like any wine. So like there was like a party and like you were invited to it, and then like you came and then like found out that like people like were drinking like wine like that in front, like just like not like just like when like they're drinking it and they're gonna go like crazy, just like because they're at a party, but like would you like go to the party and like not have any, or would you like?
Yeah, very good question. In fact, if there is a party where alcohol is being served and people are drinking wines, if I can afford not going that party, then I must not go. If I can afford. But if I have to go to that party, for business purpose or for any other purpose, then I would join them, but still I am not allowed to share that type of practice with them. Okay? Thank you.
If you do have alcohol or drugs that you lose, like, can you not be part of that religion anymore?
No. It's not the case. It's forbidden in Islam. But forbidden doesn't mean if you do something forbidden, you'll go out of Islam, out of religion. No, it doesn't mean. However, if you do something which is forbidden, you've committed a sin, which is called sin. You committed a mistake, and you must immediately intend to rectify yourselves. First, you say, "Oh Lord, I seek your forgiveness." If you don't say, even if you intend in your heart and you determine not to repeat that mistake, that's it. It's washed out. But if you take it as an excuse, "Oh, okay, this time I will do this," and then I will say, "Oh God, forgive me," that would not work. Yeah, that would not. Thank you.
If you like don't listen to the rules, don't you like get killed? Because like when like the ladies don't let their like the thing on their head, don't they like get killed?
Sorry, I couldn't get you properly.
If a woman's not wearing a hijab, he says they should get killed.
No, it's not like, no, there isn't any kind of ruling in Islam. There are millions of Muslims across the world, Muslim women, who do not observe hijab. Okay? Probably the women who observe hijab, they are less in number than the women who do not observe hijab.
What maybe you didn't understand? So what was that the question?
I think he means like radicals, like the radicals that are, that's what he's referring to.
Oh, you mean the radicals? Yeah, like ISIS would kill a woman if she was.
Well, I don't think ISIS, because I just thought it was like it was Muslims like don't let their the thing on their head.
They are supposed to be wearing, covering their heads as a symbol of, in fact, modesty. But there are millions, as I mentioned earlier, that there are probably more women, or probably their number is equal. I haven't calculated. Their number probably is the equal, who do not observe hijab, as opposed to the women who wear hijab. Yeah.
So they're not killed?
No.
I think, Rabbi and Imam, what Rowie is saying is that there are people in the world who do believe that they must wear it, and then if they don't, they're just kind of a little crazy or radical or taking things to an extreme. And they don't treat their people properly, and in that case, there have been cases in the news.
So about personal beliefs, I cannot guarantee what this person believes, what that person believes. But as far as Islam is concerned, there is no jurist in Islamic world who has issued such a verdict by now, and there is no this type of command in Quran or in the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad. So it's completely alien to Islam.
Are you allowed alcohol if you go to a different country though?
No.
Which country?
Like if you went to a different country.
No. Anywhere, in any circumstance, I am not allowed to consume alcohol. Only if there is nothing which can help me. If there is, for example, no food, no drink, except alcohol, to save my life or to save someone else's life, only then I am allowed to consume alcohol. Apart from that, it's totally and entirely forbidden.
And we have the same basic idea, which is to save a life. You can, if you were on an island and the only thing that was there was bacon for you to survive on, you have to eat the bacon to survive.
And it's clearly mentioned in Quran that swine, pig's meat is forbidden. But if that is the only means of your survival, only then you can consume it.
Okay, your last question.
Okay, so like what he said, like if you go to like a different enter like any part of the world, and like you said, like only for like purposes like for like if it saves your life to somebody else's. So like if there was like a cream that you need to like take out like there was like one cream, and like you had to like put it like on your arm, like if there was like a really bad scab or something gone there, and there was like a little bit of alcohol, would you?
No, you can apply it, but you cannot consume it. Consuming is different from applying on your body.
Example, years ago, when they were doing valve in the heart valve replacements, they would use a pig's valve. So they would graft the pig's valve in it because you can't get another one from a human being. So the question was whether it was permissible to have in a Jewish person a pig valve, and the answer was yes. That to save your life and to have that medical benefit, you could do that because you're not eating it. That was the prohibition.
So the same ruling is Islam in terms of transplantation. You can take from any animal, from pig, from dog, any part which saves your life if you are not consuming it, if you're not intaking it.
And so like if you had to like consume like a little bit of like alcohol just like to save your life, you're allowed to do it then.
Right.
Yeah,
Save your life.
Save your life.
That's the only part, right?
Yeah.
Or like you have to like drink it and then like see what would like heal your like part.
Figure that out. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I just want to, since we're out of time, if you Faider. So I don't know about you, if you've been listening to what Mom has been teaching us, you probably see some similarities, right, in Judaism?
Yeah.
Like this last point about saving your life. There's a whole bunch of different things that seem, we both have dietary laws. There's a lot of things very, very similar. There's things that are different, of course, as well. But it's very interesting to see those similarities and differences. And for that, to go back to the Imam's original point, knowledge is a very important and beautiful thing. So we've really been enriched today with some new insights and new knowledge about Islam. I'm glad that you asked all the questions you did, in particular questions about the world today and the events and how the Imam sees the events that we also see and read about in the paper, see on TV. So those were really important questions. And hopefully at another point we'll have an opportunity to continue to learn and study. But I want to thank Imam Hassan today. Wonderful presentation, and thank you for listening and for paying attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Have a great evening.